Namaskar. You can be your own astrologer. Find your purpose. Start reading your own chart. That's your DNA. That's your blueprint. So, in this series, we'll cover all the 9 planets, 12 houses, and 12 signs. In this video, we'll begin with Jupiter in the 12 houses, Brihaspati. So, you have your chart. You can check which house Jupiter is sitting in, let's say third house, fourth house, and then you can jump to that section in this video to understand the impact of Jupiter in your life and what remedies you can do to enhance the blessings of that placement. So we'll go one by one, all the 12 houses. Before we begin, humble request, if you like the content on our channel, please share and subscribe. And you can also join our courses, become a very traditional, authentic astrologer. I teach Bhrigunandinadi Jyotish. You can check out the details at courses.bharatastroveda.com. Jupiter in the first house. First, you have to see if the Jupiter is well placed or not. So any planet you're analyzing, you want to see if it's strong or weak in the chart. You'll get that type of results. So whether it's in the first house, second house, or which sign it is in, it can give you amazing results or it can give you even negative or difficult results. And that can be true for all the 9 planets. So first check if it's well placed or not. There are techniques. You have to analyze everything, the sign, the house, the planet, aspects, all of that. But in general, Jupiter, you still will see the inherent qualities, the results the planet gives based on their inherent nature. So that's what we'll discuss here. So first of all, Jupiter in the first house means you may actually end up gaining weight. Okay, so weight gain or just not able to reduce your weight, that could be Jupiter in the first. Now you have to see if there are other aspects. Let's say Mars is sitting in the first house as well, or there is trinal aspect of Mars or seventh aspect of Mars on the first house where Jupiter is sitting. Then that will take care of that. So then it won't be that big an issue. But let's say if Jupiter is sitting with another Kapha planet, let's say Venus, Jupiter, Venus in the first house, definitely there could be issues with weight gain or weight loss, either way. So that's possible. And then in general, Jupiter is wisdom. Jupiter is guru. So that's the nature. First house is your personality, who you are, and the way people see you. So first house is your being, and your physical body is seen from the first house as well. So in terms of your nature, you'll be very wise. You'll come across as a very optimistic person. Okay, so you're going to be very ethical, moral, responsibility, just doing the right thing. And also you'll be very generous, almost like a guru or a teacher or somebody who just wants to share things freely. Okay, you'll be like a role model. You'll inspire other people through the character, your personality. So you'll live your dharma, essentially. Jupiter is dharma. And first house is you, your personality, your whole chart depends on the first house. So Jupiter in the first means you will be living actual teachings that you share with others. So you'll be living your dharma. Now, first house Jupiter also means you may have blessings of the gurus throughout your life. And then in terms of spirituality, and so you can literally be a guide or a guru for other people, and you'll be optimistic. So you'll be lifting up other people. You'll have a lot of hope. And dharma will be very important. Dharma will be on your mind all the time. Am I doing the right thing? Am I on the right path? Am I on the correct spiritual path? So very strong moral compass. And overall, Jupiter in the first house will give you good immunity and good physical health in general. As I said, of course, you have to see the other aspects and if the Jupiter is weak or strong. But overall, this is good blessings of if Jupiter is sitting in the first house. And you'll have a very wise temperament, balanced nature, balanced temperament. This also gives you longevity, overall charisma, like a very wise kind of a person. And you may get name and fame and big fortune because Jupiter is in the first house. So that's the Lakshmi Sthan. 159 are the Lakshmi Sthan. So that gives expansion to yourself, to your luck, to your wisdom. So these are the positive. Now there are possible negative impacts or shadow issues if Jupiter is afflicted. That means first is, as I mentioned, there could be weight gain. Second is you may become very righteous, like too self-righteous, like my way or highway. You may be less tolerant of other people, their belief system especially, and you may have this pride in your ego, in your not ego, in your knowledge, in your wisdom. Oh, I am the wise person. So there may be a lot of ego. And then there could be like laziness. So unless Mars is also aspecting or some other very active planet is aspecting, just Jupiter there could give you a lot of laziness and inertia. Okay. And also you may be like happy-go-lucky is a good word, but you may be too happy-go-lucky. Everything will work out. We don't need to do much. Things will work out. So to the extreme. To some extent, it's great. It's good to have that attitude, but then it can go too far. And now the most important part. So how do you enhance the blessings? Whether it's well placed or not, whether it's strong or weak, you still want to do remedies so that you receive those blessings or take care of the weakness. The best remedy is to become a teacher yourself. Share your wisdom freely. And of course, learn from the gurus, but you become a guru yourself. Okay. Second thing is Jupiter is in the first house, which represents our physical existence, our body in general. And Jupiter is Brihaspati. Turn your body into a temple. Think of your body as a temple. So worship your body. Like the food you eat should be sattvic, dharmic, like that. As if this is not just flesh and blood. This is an actual temple where the soul, the Atma, the consciousness is living. Honor your body. That's the highest offering you can give with Jupiter in the first house. And then you can donate those things. The turmeric is represented by Jupiter. Any yellow clothes, you can donate, or ghee, donation of ghee. And then also, especially to the Brahmins, to the priests, to the spiritual teachers, all these. So let's say on Thursdays is even better. So every Thursday you can go to the temple and donate ghee or yellow clothes or turmeric, those things to the priests and the spiritual people. And then, of course, you can chant the mantras, the Jupiter mantra. On my website, there's a section called Planetary Remedies. You can see the remedies for Jupiter, the Bij mantras, Om, Grim, Gram, Sah, Guruve Namah. There are lots of other mantras. So that's Jupiter in the first house. Jupiter in the second house. As you can see in the picture here, so that's the second house, could be any sign. But of course, you have to see whether Jupiter is well placed or it is afflicted. You have to check the sign, what sign it is, any planet sitting with Jupiter, what houses Jupiter rules in your chart, and then what are the aspects. So that will give you whether the positive aspects of Jupiter are playing out in your life or the negative one. Overall, in general, still there will be blessings of Jupiter wherever it is sitting. So first of all, second house is the house of wealth. It is the accumulated resources. So Jupiter here will naturally give you expansion of wealth. Always remember, Jupiter is expansion in many areas. So one is, yes, externally, but internally also. So it's the wisdom, expansion of wisdom, expansion of consciousness, expansion of resources, because Jupiter is the Akash Tattva. That's the space element that holds all the other four elements. It expands everything. So first, you will have abundance. Now, you may say, I'm not rich, I have Jupiter in the second house. You have to see the other aspects and combinations. But also, a lot of times you want to look at the transits, because transits trigger the natal placement. So maybe the time hasn't come yet. So that's the first impact of Jupiter in the second house. Then second house is your speech. Your speech will be coming from a different place. You'll talk like a wise person. You'll be soft spoken like a guru. You'll be truthful. You'll be moral, ethical in your words. Eloquence is the key word. Okay. So it's the expansion of your speech. So the remedy is use your speech wisely, because it carries a lot of weight. So the speech is your key strength. It's the wisdom of your own knowledge that you have gained, but also wisdom of the gurus. Literally, the gurus are dictating your speech in this lifetime. So it could be gurus from this life or from the past life. Okay. Now, second house is also the food that we eat. So you will enjoy eating. It's a very common placement for people who are like priests, especially. They love, I shouldn't generalize, people love to eat. So Jupiter in the second house, you will enjoy eating. But on the negative side, there may be overindulgence, like eating too much, or especially you will love eating sweets. Okay, so that's the big downside of the Jupiter in the second house. You'll have a sweet tooth, and as a result, you may gain weight and stuff. But overall, there is going to be a focus on food. Then second house is also Kutumbasthana, that is your family. Okay, so there will be harmony in your family. There'll be, or even you may have a large family. Okay, and so this focus on family togetherness, doing things with the family, and you'll be acting as a guru, as a teacher for your family members. Okay, you may even have an educated family background or a wealthy family. You may come from a wealthy family. Okay, but you will earn that wealth, or your family may earn that wealth ethically and morally in a proper dharmic way. You may actually earn wealth through teaching. Jupiter is the guru, Jupiter is the teacher, and second house is the wealth. So you may amass wealth, you may gain financial abundance through teaching, being a teacher. So that can be like your career, your profession, your purpose. Okay. Now, speech is your main instrument, spiritual instrument, because your words can heal other people. Okay. And one good remedy is you can donate food on Thursdays, because second house is the food and Thursday is ruled by Jupiter. Also, avoid speaking harsh words or avoid lying, telling lies. So speak the truth, otherwise there will be difficulties. And then you can also recite Vishnu Sahasranam, chanting mantras, speaking the wisdom, speaking the shastras, speaking or sharing the wisdom, or literally chanting the mantras is your remedy. Okay, speak truthfully, speak gently. Each word should uplift or heal other people. Okay, and then yes, you can give donation of food or sweets, especially because you may have a sweet tooth yourself, but you can donate sweets to other people. And then donation of your family wealth also, because second house is wealth, accumulate resources. So giving away the things that you want in life is the best remedy. And just avoid overeating if you can, avoid gossiping, avoid having any proud or ego because of your wealth and stuff. So the idea is you want to do Vak Shuddhi. Vak Shuddhi means purification of your speech and also eating sattvic food. So that's the blessings, huge blessings of Jupiter in the second house. So it touches a lot of areas. And then you can see in your chart whether these things have manifested yet or not, or maybe there are obstacles, challenges, which are not letting Jupiter, Guru Maharaj, give you all the full blessings of Jupiter in the second house. If you like the content, please share and subscribe. And if you want to learn traditional, authentic, you can join our courses. We're starting live course in January. Next, we have Jupiter in the third house. As you can see in this picture, third house is the first, second, third, like that. You can check in your chart. Now, always remember that these predictions or things we discuss may get modified based on your specific chart placements, what other planets are sitting with Jupiter, what planets are aspecting Jupiter, and what sign it is, and also what houses Jupiter rules in your chart. Okay, so there is always, the planet could be well placed, or there could be difficulties, it could be afflicted. So you have to modify the results accordingly. But Jupiter in the third house, first of all, third house is Parakrama. That means your courage. Okay, so when Jupiter goes there, it's actually not considered a great placement in terms of the houses. Jupiter is not so comfortable in the third house, mainly because of the fact that third house represents our courage. And Jupiter is not like a warrior planet. So Mars is considered really well placed in the third house, but Jupiter in the third house feels out of place because Jupiter is not about courage. Jupiter is wisdom. But the good thing is, third house courage means, Jupiter there means you will deal with the day-to-day challenges, obstacles with wisdom, through wisdom. So you'll use your wisdom to resolve conflicts. And that happens even with your younger siblings, because third house represents your younger siblings. So you may actually be like a teacher to your younger siblings, or they may be interested in spiritual things in life. So your younger siblings may be very spiritual. But in terms of just dealing with issues and challenges, you will use your wisdom, but also as a counseling energies. You're like a guide, like a coach for other people. Now, there could be a downside, meaning you may be like overthinking or over intellectualizing any issues rather than taking action. So you may be lazy in taking physical action when it comes to dealing with challenges, obstacles, all that. Now, Jupiter in the third house will give you amazing writing abilities. If you've never tried writing, start writing. This will give you the blessings of the gurus. Your words will come across as coming from a guru, from a very wise person. And those could be from the wisdom you gain in this life or from the previous lifetime. So you don't have to go to a writing school or anything to start writing. Even simple things like you can start journaling, keeping a journal, write daily your experiences, anything, and then you will eventually start sharing those with other people. Okay. And then also learn any skills with your hands. You may actually be very good with even healing, Reiki, energy healing, or acupressure, acupuncture, or playing instruments. So if you've never done anything with your hands, meaningful or as a hobby, or even as a career, highly encourage you just start activating your hands. Do some mantras, chanting. So one good remedy is to activate your hands is the Karagre Vasate Lakshmi Karmadhya Saraswati Karmule Tu Govinda Prabhate Karadarshanam. So this mantra you can chant first thing in the morning when you wake up. It is there on my website. You can check it out under bharatastroveda.com. There's a section called Planetary Remedies. So check it out. You'll see lots of remedies and this mantra will be there. So activate your hands and start, maybe learn some instruments or healing or energy healing, things like that. Okay. Now, third house is also short distance travels. So being a guru, as in the Jupiter in the third house, you want to go out and meet a lot of people. Your short distance travels will be very fruitful. You'll make a lot of connections. You'll also develop lifelong partnerships. So if you own a business or anything you do or sell anything, you want to go and meet people. You want to physically go and meet your clients, your students. And then also third house is in general networking. It's very good placement for doing marketing, sales. If you're in that business, in that line of work, this is excellent. So you're meant to be a marketer in marketing, sales. That kind of roles will be very good for you. So that's your dharma. That's Jupiter. Now, one good remedy to activate this Jupiter positive energy is to give away the donation of writing material, pens and pencils and books, also anything to do with writing, but also anything to do with the hands, actually, helping the artists or musicians like that. So those are some of the remedies, things you can do. So that's Jupiter in the third house. If you like the content, please share and subscribe. If you want to learn astrology, you can join our courses, starting a live course in January. You can check out the details at bhava.bharatastroveda.com. Next is Jupiter in the fourth house. Fourth house is Anna. Now, always remember, you have to see if the planet is well placed or if it is afflicted in your chart. So that means maybe there are aspects, or you have to check the rulership, which house is Jupiter ruling in your chart. All of those factors will impact whether the positive qualities or karakas or blessings Jupiter are going to manifest in your life, or there could be difficulties. So you have to take that into account. But in general, Jupiter is expansion, Jupiter is wisdom. So you will have blessings of the Guru in your fourth house. So first of all, fourth house is Sukha Sthana, Sukha Bhava. It's the inner happiness. So Jupiter going there means expansion of inner happiness. You will find happiness in spiritual things. Your focus, your dharma, will be towards figuring out the long-term happiness, long-lasting happiness. Okay, so you'll be searching for deep inner peace. Deep inner peace will mean a lot to you. So not just a superficial or instant gratification. You'll be looking for inner peace that is long lasting. So you'll be on a quest. It's like more a spiritual quest throughout your life. Okay. Then fourth house is also our traditions, actually, like family lineage, you can say it. So you'll be very interested in traditional things, finding out your legacy, your lineage, your ancestors, your family background. All of those things will be very important for you. And you'll also be very respectful towards elders. You'll respect the elders. Okay. Overall, Jupiter in the fourth house will give you happy home life. The domestic life will be happy. Of course, again, you have to see the other placements, but Jupiter will give you a lot of chances expansion in that area. You may have a good mother who is very spiritual, expansive, like a wise, like a guru. Your mother definitely will be your first guru. And then fourth house is real estate. You may have a lot of success in real estate. Now, this is not real estate advice or financial advice, but this is just the energies. You may actually have a very big home. Expansion, fourth house residence. You may live in a big house, or you may have multiple houses, or literally real estate. And then also you may be driving a big car, big vehicle, or multiple vehicles. That's also fourth house. So comfort is very important for you. Okay, so you want like a good home, very comfortable environment and settings, but very spiritual also. But on the downside, there could be a lot of attachment to comforts. There could be like excessive sentimentality also. Like fourth house is our emotions also. Is the seat of our emotions, the heart chakra basically. Physically also is the heart center. So Jupiter there, it can give you this sensitivity on the positive side, but also negative. I mean, it could be too emotional or attachment with comfort. So that's you want to be very careful. Okay, you will have a very sattvic, pure heart. You'll be a good at heart. You'll want to do good things. You'll be very ethical by choice. You'll be very dharmic and sattvic in nature. Your home may be beautiful, maybe like a shrine, like an ashram, like a sacred corner. So that's your home. When you enter your home, it'll feel like a mandir, like a temple, okay, literally. And then the early environment. So the fourth house we see for like early years and also early education also. So you'll be interested in spiritual things, philosophy and faith and culture. All those things will shape your early environment. Okay. Now, you may have this ego about being very spiritual. So you may have this righteous, like my way or highway with your family members. You may think, oh, I'm the right one. I have all the answers. So that's something you keep in mind. And you will actually even build educational institutions, things like that. Now, one good remedy is to donate for educational institutions or even religious institutions and turn your home into a temple. Invite people for spiritual discussions, share your wisdom from home, and everything you can do at home, including having a more like spiritual environment with your family, discuss a lot of spiritual things with your family. So all of that. So that's the fourth house, Sukhasthan, and that applies to your mother also. Fourth house is your mother. So just having this very cordial or spiritual kind of a relation with your mother is very important. So that's Jupiter in the fourth house. If you like the content, please share and subscribe. And if you want to learn authentic Bhrigunandinadi Jyotish, you can join our courses, starting a live course in January next year, 2026. Jupiter in the fifth house. Always check whether it's well placed or afflicted. So that'll tell you whether you'll receive a lot of positive blessings or there may be challenges related to that planet. So any planet can give you positive or difficult results. Now that's a separate topic for discussion. But Jupiter overall is expansion. Jupiter is the guru. Jupiter is blessing. So you will have some kind of expansion, good energy, and blessings for that area of life where Jupiter is sitting. Okay, so a few themes for the fifth house. First of all, fifth house represents children. Okay, so that means Jupiter sitting there means your children may be interested in spirituality. They'll be more expansive like a guru, or you become a guru for your children, literally. You have more spiritual discussions, you have this spiritual connection with your children. Secondly, fifth house is not just children, but it's also like your students, disciples. So literally you may be a guru and you may have a lot of huge number of students or disciples. So this is a good placement for you to actually become a teacher, a guru, like this guiding figure for a lot of young people. Okay. And then this is the trinal house. Trinal means the first house, fifth house, and ninth house. These are the Lakshmi Sthan. These are ruled by Lakshmi. So that's abundance, wealth. So this is a good placement. Jupiter is good in the fifth house. There is also the concept of Ash, which means it spoils the house it rules. But Nevertheless, Jupiter will give you the blessings. It's a very auspicious placement. So you may have intelligent children. This is a very creative placement. So fifth house is the seat of creativity, and Jupiter is expansion and wisdom, and it brings those spiritual insights. So your creativity will be colored by Jupiter, which is wisdom and dharma and rituals and tradition and lineage, all of that. So you can say, this dharmic intuition. Okay. Now, but the downside is Jupiter is also could be like my way or highway. So that is one caution with your children. Try not to be too extreme. Try to understand their opinion and your students also. Okay. The same thing applies with your romantic partner. Fifth house represents your romantic relationships. So you may be attracted to people who are spiritual, or there could be multiple actually affairs in your life, because Jupiter gives you multiple things, expansion. And then also same thing applies, as in, try not to have this my way or highway attitude when it comes to your romantic relationships. Jupiter in the fifth house can also give you success in stock market and speculative investments. Although this is not financial advice, this is not stock market advice, but it gives you blessings and wisdom to make wise decisions. Okay. Fifth house is also past life punya, so it's a good placement for Jupiter. It'll give you literally blessings from the past life. So that manifests as either creative talents or just creativity, clarity of your mind. Okay. Now, on the downside, you may be indulgent in like excessive optimism or taking chances, like even gambling. So be careful. And then also you may have pride in your education, in your learning. So that's something very careful about. One of the most important things about fifth house is it represents the mantras, the voice, the sound. And Jupiter being the guru, the priest, the chanting is Jupiter's thing. So biggest remedy for you to enhance the blessings of Jupiter in the fifth house, if you have Jupiter in the fifth house, is to chant mantras. Any sound vibration, or even keep on listening to the mantras 24/7. You can play on at a low volume. So learn chanting mantras, start chanting as many, and could be literally like the Guru mantras, Guru Beej mantra for sure, but any mantra, Vishnu Sahasranam, anything that you resonate towards, could be any mantra, but the mantra shastra, chanting sound vibrations are very powerful. And as a remedy, you can teach other people the mantras, but also share your wisdom with children especially. So help children with their spiritual journey. That's the biggest remedy. How you can enhance this placement. So now when I say remedy, doesn't mean it's bad. Remedy means to enhance the blessings, to receive the blessings of that placement. So share your wisdom with children, with your students freely, especially on Thursdays. You can offer like a donation-based class, things like this. So that's Jupiter in the fifth house. So if you like the content, please share and subscribe, and you can join our courses, live courses starting in January. And if you want a deep dive on your natal chart, you can book a consultation at bharat.astroveda.com. Jupiter in the sixth house. Again, you have to check whether it's well placed or afflicted based on the other planets, aspects, and the rulership of Jupiter in your specific chart. Many factors you have to see. But overall, Jupiter will give you blessings wherever it's sitting. It's the guru, it's the expansion, it's the Akash Tattva, it's the ether element, the space element, which holds all the other four elements. So you want to grab those opportunities, those blessings of Jupiter. So in the sixth house, first of all, a sixth house represents our health. So that means you will have wisdom to deal with your health. You'll be very wise, and you'll actually find solutions to your health through your own research, your own wisdom. It's like you'll use the wisdom of your grandma, of your ancestors, traditional wisdom for healing yourself and helping others. Now, this is also a great placement for doctors. If you literally want to work in the healthcare sector, this is a perfect placement for that. This is actually good for doctors, for lawyers, and for spiritual teachers also. Those are the three professions. Very good, because sixth house represents your job, your work, your profession that you do. And Jupiter is a doctor also, Jupiter is a teacher also, and Jupiter is dharma. So these three areas, these three fields, you'll do really well. Now, sixth house is enemies, obstacles, challenges. So you will deal with your enemies in a very wise manner. So through reasoning or negotiation or through wisdom, you'll try to resolve conflicts, not through force. So this is not like Mars in the sixth house. Mars in the sixth house, you'll be a warrior. You just want to finish off the enemy. But Jupiter means it will use wisdom to resolve any conflict. Now that could be internal conflict also, right? Internal means like your own weaknesses. It's a Shadripus, Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Mad, Matsarya. Those are the six inner weaknesses. Those are the challenges represented by the sixth house. So you'll be very wise so you'll be your own guru, literally, in terms of your health, in terms of your inner weaknesses, and in terms of your this communication with your external enemies. So now you may actually, on the downside, you may be too soft with your enemies, or you may be helping others a lot, over helping in a sense, because sixth house is also the house of seva, helping other people. So there may be overindulgence. Now, one caution at work: try not to have this extreme opinions or attitude as in my way or highway. Good remedy is to share your wisdom at work, to share wisdom, especially health-related wisdom, with other people in general also. But at work especially, do not have my way or a highway. That could be difficult. Okay, so you may even trust people blindly. So that's another downside. You have to be careful in checking out who's trustworthy. Same thing with your subordinates. Sixth house represents people who work for you also. So hiring people, you'll be wise, but then you may get lenient in vetting people. Okay, so a good remedy is, because it's related with health, and you can donate food. It's actually Annadanam, food donation for you is very powerful. Especially you can do that on Thursdays, and then you can give some yellow items also, like yellow dal and stuff like that, every Thursday. The other thing is exercise, be humble at your work. And then also fasting is actually a good remedy. So see, Jupiter represents sweets. Right, it's the sweet. So maybe every Thursday you can do fasting from sweets. So let's say I won't have any sweet on each Thursday. So that's one kind of fasting. But you can see anything like that. So that's the overall energy. Now you may have a tendency of taking on too much debt, because Jupiter is expansion and sixth house is the debt. So you may actually get just loan after loan. So be careful in that respect. But you use your wisdom, because you have wisdom. Jupiter in the sixth house will give you wisdom to deal with your money and the loans and debts and all that. So that's Jupiter in the sixth house. If you like the content, please share and subscribe. And also, if you want to learn traditional, authentic Bhrigunandinadi Jyotish, you can join our courses. Jupiter in the seventh house. See, Jupiter is expansion. Jupiter is wisdom. Jupiter is the gurus, the blessings. Is the Akash Tattva, is the ether space element. So Jupiter, wherever it goes, it gives you expansion. It gives you this very wise outlook. Or related to that person, connected with that house, that person may be having Jupiterian qualities. So first of all, Jupiter in the seventh house may give you a very noble or educated spouse. Okay, your partner may be a guru, a teacher, a wise person. That applies both to your personal partnership, but also business partnership. So any one-on-one connections we see from the seventh house. So you may have a wise, educated partner. So your partnerships may be long-lasting, mature, and also optimistic. Like they will lift you up in a way. Okay. You may have a happy marriage, which is the blessings of the Jupiter, but because Jupiter gives expansion, there may be multiple partners or marriage like that. You have to see many other factors, but there's a tendency that there may be expansion even outside of marriage like that. So you have to just check all the other factors. You will have like a respect, moral or public respect from other people. That's Jupiter. So seventh house gives us our public recognition, things like that, how people perceive or view, and our partnerships and everything. So they may perceive you as a guru. So one big downside with Jupiter could be if it's afflicted, that means it can be more extreme, like my way or highway. So with your partner, you may have that tendency. So be very careful that you're not just imposing your opinion, your ways of doing things, especially when it comes to the spiritual belief. So do not impose your spiritual beliefs on your partner. Okay. Now, the remedy is you want to do more spiritual things with your partners, whatever things you both resonate with. So, do maybe go to a temple. That's the best remedy as a partner, as a couple, or give donation to for. So, help couples, help people get together. That's the most direct remedy for Jupiter in the seventh house to get the blessings. Now, you can also do. You can worship like the Gauri Shankar or the Vishnu Lakshmi, the deities in the form of a couple, right? And you can chant the Lakshmi mantra, which invokes the blessings of Vishnu also. Om Mahalakshmi cha vidmahe Vishnu patni cha dhimahi tanno Lakshmi prachodayat. So you got to cultivate equality in partnerships, not just your way. There's multiple points of view, so be mindful of that. Just avoid this moral superiority. Like you may think you are the most spiritual, or in your partnership, in your marriage, you may say, oh, I am the spiritual one. Right? So practice understanding, practice empathy, and then you can also wear a yellow or golden color as a partner and go to a temple or donate yellow things. And you will also thrive if you develop partnerships with spiritual people. So just constantly, you want to look out for people who are wise and give you this counseling. And then flip it on the other side, you yourself can become like a family counselor. So as a profession also, you will have the capability to guide, counsel other people, other couples especially. So couple therapy like that, become a couple therapist. So any wisdom you can share for people to get back together or stay together or have more harmonious relationship, or bring spirituality in a relationship, in a partnership, that is your key strength that you can share with other people. So again, we have to look at the natal chart. There may be afflictions, so you may not be getting the results, but also depends on the transits and all that. But overall, Jupiter will give you wisdom and expansion in the seventh house. So that's Jupiter in the seventh house. If you like the content, please share and subscribe. And also, if you want to learn astrology, you can join our courses at bharatastroveda.com. Jupiter in the eighth house. So eighth house represents occult sciences. Eighth house is the deep hidden wisdom. And Jupiter is expansion. Jupiter is the guru. Jupiter is dharma. Jupiter is rituals. Jupiter is sharing your wisdom, studying the shastras, learning the scriptures, and then sharing your wisdom. So all that, disciples and literally being a priest. So that is Jupiter. And Jupiter is expansion. It's the ether element, space element. So all of that energy going to your eighth house, which is the house, first of all, is the house for deep esoteric wisdom. So it's like the match made in heaven, you can say, in terms of your spiritual upliftment, so spiritual awakening. You will be very interested in deep esoteric wisdom. You will be interested in traditional, like a lineage from the gurus. So this placement will give you all the tools and insights and this urge to learn things that are not visible on the surface. That's the eighth. It's the hidden wisdom, okay, but very traditional hidden wisdom, not this like new age kind of thing. Then eighth house is also inheritance. Okay, so Jupiter there is expansion, so you may get a lot of inheritance, and also it's the not just the inheritance; it's like the money from other people. So you may be a good wealth manager. So managing other people's wealth, it's a good line of work for you, and also you may get money from other, like your client work. If you do any business, offer services, this is a good placement for that. But it's very good for going deep into tantric wisdom, in the things that transform, completely change. So eighth house represents sudden changes and transformations. Okay, so Jupiter there means you'll be able to handle those transformations with wisdom. You will not be thrown off. You will not be jaded by any sudden things happening in your life. So one good remedy is you can actually chant the Bij mantras. The Bij mantras will be very powerful for you. Could be any Bij mantra because it's literally activating that energy. Could be any Bij mantra, but especially you can chant the Bij mantra for Jupiter also. And again, giving out, sharing esoteric wisdom with other people. So being a guru, becoming a guru is one of the most powerful way of utilizing this energy. So I've seen a lot of charts, Jupiter in the 8th house, they are gurus, they are teachers, because they have mastered, they have gone to the depth of the ocean, that is the 8th house, to find the pearls of wisdom. And then they are sharing that with other people. So become a teacher, become a guru, and you're a lifelong student. So keep on learning, keep on sharing, keep on learning, keep on sharing. It's very traditional texts like the Vedas, the Gita, the Upanishads. But you got to have this attachment, or sorry, not a detachment with wisdom as well. 8th house Jupiter can also keep this hurt within. So you need to learn to forgive the past hurt. So just forgive and forget and forgive, and move on. And then also don't be too righteous, my way or highway. So spiritual righteousness or extremism could be one of the consequences or the impact of this Jupiter in the 8th house. So you got to stay neutral, stay balanced when it comes to, or you could even have this spiritual ego, spiritual superiority. So be careful with that. This is a very good placement for somebody who wants to do research. Could be spiritual research, but any research field, like even in your profession, you try to be this research, like try to go to the root of the matter. That's the 8th house. In your profession or in your spiritual work, and if it's the same thing, then wonderful. So dig deep, research, learn from the gurus, become a guru yourself, share with the world. So that's Jupiter in the 8th house. If you like the content, please share and subscribe. And also you can learn Jyotish, traditional Bhrigunandinadi Jyotish, by joining our courses. Jupiter in the 9th house. 9th house is one of the Trikona. It's a very auspicious placement for Jupiter. Jupiter is a natural ruler of the 9th house. But again, in your chart, you have to see what other aspects, which houses Jupiter is ruling in your chart. So there may be positive or difficult results. But overall, Jupiter is expansion. 9th house is wisdom and higher studies and gurus and Sangha. And Jupiter is all of those things. So Jupiter is the natural ruler of the 9th house. So it's like the match made in heaven. One of the best placements, even because from here, Jupiter also aspects your Lagna. So anytime Jupiter has influence on Lagna, that is like the blessings of the gurus. It's literally like gurus sitting on your head all the time. Jupiter in the 9th house, first of all, it'll make you a teacher. You'll be a guru. Now you may say, oh, I'm not a guru. But everybody has some wisdom to share. So this is the placement that's calling you to find out what that wisdom, that area is, and then start sharing with the world. Secondly, on the other side also, you will be learning from your gurus throughout your life. You'll be a constant student, eternal student. You'll be hungry for wisdom. You'll be learning from many gurus. You'll find that gurus appear in your life, maybe from past life or just all of a sudden, there will be people appearing in your life. Now, as a remedy, all 9th house represents religious places also. So you want to spend time, say, at a temple. Just going to the temple, even for a few minutes, for you becomes a big remedy. Jupiter in the 9th house, you'll be strengthening your 9th house. You'll be strengthening your Jupiter. And if you do any spiritual work there, like any event, like any ritual, let's say fire ritual or chanting or any program there, you attend any program or sponsor any program like that, that becomes even more powerful. So you'll be doing the Jupiterian things in a Jupiter place that will give you all the blessings. Now, one caution is that Jupiter here can really give you this my way or highway when it comes to your spiritual belief system, your philosophy, your dharma. So be careful not to have that. Be very inclusive, be open to other people's opinions. But this is very clear that you'll have a lot of wisdom to share, but try not to have ego around that. There is going to be a lot of, in fact, Jupiter is expansion. You may have a lot of gurus in your life. Also spend a lot of time with your Sangha, with your spiritual brothers and sisters. A very powerful remedy is to go on a pilgrimage, long distance travel with your Sangha, or just spiritual journey. Long distance spiritual journeys are the best remedy, Jupiter in the 9th house. Now, the Guru Tattva will be within yourself, will be awakened very early on in your life. So the knowledge that you gain in the external world, you will immediately transform that into wisdom. You'll internalize that. Okay. Now, ninth house is also the Bhagyasthan, right? So the luck will flow. You'll have luck through faith, through spiritual work, through righteousness, through following the Dharma. So there's a good placement for that. And then another remedy is donation of education material or for spiritual causes, donation to the priests, literally donation to the temples or sacred sites regularly. That's a very good remedy. You should do that throughout your life. You support the temple, support the priests, support the teachers, support the travelers, the yatri, the pilgrimage, people going on a pilgrimage. And you can yourself really do a lot of rituals and remedies yourself at home. Study the shastras, the scriptures, the traditional, the Vedic texts, or anything that you follow, like Gita, or could be other religion also. Very good for higher studies also, PhD, or going very deep to the highest level of education yourself and then sharing with the world. So you'll have divine grace, you'll have expansion in your spiritual field, on your path, in your dharma, association with the gurus. It's a very blessed placement, Jupiter in the ninth house. If you like the content, please share and subscribe. And you can also learn traditional, authentic Bhrigunandi Nadi Jyotish through our courses, live courses starting in January. You can check out on the website, bharatastroveda.com. Jupiter in the 10th house. 10th house is our karma. It's one of the main karma sthan. Karma is your action, which a lot of people equate that to your career, your profession. In fact, 10th house is, if you look at career specifically, 10th house represents your business. If you own your business, being more like entrepreneurial. And that could be even in your life in general. So that's the way to look at it. Not just, okay, so you own a business, that's fine. That's we see from the 10th house. But in general, all your initiatives, doing things on your own, that's the 10th house. And the Jupiter itself planet, it's the expansion, it's wisdom, it's the blessings of the gurus, and it's also being hopeful and optimism. All of that is Jupiter. So Jupiter in the 10th house, first of all, literally, you may be a guru. You may have a very spiritual profession. You may be interested in dharma and dharmic things as your main karma. So it's a combination of dharma and karma, because Jupiter is dharma and 10th house is your karma. So you're combined. So literally you could be working in a spiritual field. Secondly, if not, then you will have this expansive nature, a lot of wisdom to share in your profession. Okay, so at work, basically, in your profession, in your business, in your work, share your wisdom freely with other people. So if you have some wisdom, anything, could be any skill or just wisdom, literally you can even bring in spiritual things in your profession. Introduce meditation, but you'll be very ethical and moral when it comes to making money. The actual business that you're doing, so you'll be very cautious, like sustainable sourcing or being very ethical and morally. You'll have this responsibility. You'll be wise like a guru when it comes to dealing with things at work in your profession. Then 10th house also, Jupiter means you will develop connections with a lot of wise people. So for you, the best thing you can do to enhance, to improve your health, your career, is to develop partnerships or connections with wise people, with the gurus, or also literally taking counsel of gurus. So go to the gurus and ask for guidance and wisdom, ask for direction. So let's say you have a very important big decision to make for your work, for profession, for your career. Always consult a guru. Okay, so it's both ways. You will be a guru, but also you want to associate with the gurus, get help from the gurus. Now, on the downside, on the flip side, there is also a possibility of my way or highway when it comes to your career. In your profession, in your work, never have this superiority complex or this I am the best or I am the wisest. That's a very common thing we see with Jupiter in the 10th house. You may feel that you're the one who has all the knowledge, all the wisdom, and then everybody else is, if they're not on the same page, then they're not good. So that's very important to take care of that. So maintain humility at work in your profession. And you can donate wisdom, you can donate literature, books, educational material, that will literally help with your 10th house. So that will lift up the 10th house, your career. So the most direct remedy for your career, one is, as I mentioned, share your wisdom at work in your profession. Secondly, donation of wisdom, education like that. And then thirdly, of course, you can give donation for people represented by Jupiter. That's the priest, the temples, all of that. So any donation you give or anything you do to help the priests and the dharma, the propagation of dharma, or the expansion of wisdom, that will lift up your 10th house, your career, your profession. So that's Jupiter in the 10th house overall. Then also there are other things you want to see. 10th house means association with people who are wise. So in general, you'll come across in your profession, you'll deal with a lot of people who have like big plans. So think big. Do not think small in your when it comes to your profession, like big projects, big ideas, going to the next level, 10x. Always think 10x when it comes to your career with Jupiter, because Jupiter is supporting you to do that. Jupiter is expansion. Jupiter is not just small incremental improvements. Jupiter is exponential improvements in your career, in your karma, in your work. So that's Jupiter in the 10th house. If you like the content, please like, share, and subscribe. And also you can join our courses, learn authentic traditional astrology through our courses. Jupiter in the 11th house. Jupiter loves to be in the 11th house. It is the house of financial gains, and Jupiter is expansion. So literally this shows that you will have good financial abundance. Now 11th house is the regular income coming in. It's every week or every month, the paycheck or the salary or the income from your business. So that we see from the 11th house. So Jupiter means expansion. Jupiter also could give you, Jupiter is big. So think big, 10x like that. And Jupiter will give you, could also give you multiple sources of income. So not just one thing. Secondly, you will be very ethical and moral when it comes to making money. You'll be very particular about not making money from any unethical means. Okay, you'll treat people very honestly when it comes to dealing with people, like doing deals or selling stuff or buying stuff. So all of the business dealings you do will be very ethical and moral. So in other words, you want to have a profession that is good, dharmic, sattvic, ethical, moral, not to engage in things like gambling. It's that those things are, or could be like literally gouging money or cheating other people. So that's, be very careful not to do that. Otherwise there'll be difficult or really challenges in terms of your income. Secondly, the 11th house is also our friends, our network, social media. You'll do really well if you share your wisdom on social media. Literally, Jupiter is wisdom, 11th house is social media. So you want to do that with a lot of people at a large scale. So that way you can be doing remedies, but also this will help you financially. So the more wisdom you share on the social media or through your friend circle, the more financial gains you will have. Now also you will gain, the type of friends that you have are also going to be Jupiterian. So you'll do really well having even a limited number of friends, but who are very wise and who are learned, who are like teachers themselves or gurus. So those are the types of people you will associate with, and those will be your lifelong friendships, or they could even be from the past lives, right? But Jupiter is expansion, so you will have a lot of friends, but your focus will be to have a solid spiritual foundation in any friendship that you enter into. Now, 11th house is our desires, fulfillment of desires. So Jupiter here will give you the blessings, expansion. You will feel lucky and blessed that a lot of your desires will be fulfilled. Now, on the flip side, Jupiter can also give you this my way or highway. So first of all, dealing with your friends, be very careful not to have this extreme attitude. Secondly, also dealing with your older siblings. That's 11th house. Your older siblings could be very wise or guru, but you may have this fanatic attitude towards your older siblings or with your friends. So be careful not to have that. See, 11th house is also humanity, like solving the problems of the humanity. That's like naturally the Aquarius is the 11th sign. So Jupiter there means you will have wisdom to really solve problems of the humanity. So think big, and in terms of sharing your wisdom, you'll be able to really reach or connect with a lot of people and solve some major issues. Now, the other thing is, as a remedy, you can give financial donations because 11th house is your finances, it's your income. So, giving away that exact same thing that you seek is the perfect remedy. So, give like money, monetary donations, but also share your wisdom freely on social media and stuff like that, or with your friends also. And then 11th house also connected with marketing and communication, all of that. But also be careful that you do not overstretch yourself in terms of your network and partnerships and social media. There could be like too many opportunities. So stay focused, stay very focused on your dharma, and make sure that any association you get into, it aligns with your path, your spiritual path. Okay. So that's Jupiter in the 11th house. If you like the content, please share and subscribe. And also, you can join our courses and learn authentic, traditional Bhrigunandinadi Jyotish. Jupiter in the 12th house. See, Jupiter is expansion, Jupiter is wisdom, Jupiter is the gurus. And 12th house, a lot of people say, so it is actually Vyaya so house of losses, okay? So it's a very interesting combination. Jupiter in the 12th house, and 12th house is subconscious mind, 12th house is your inner secrets. Many things are represented by the 12th house. So let's unpack all of this. So first of all, Jupiter in the 12th house, you will be a big donor. You'll have a big heart because 12th house is the house of giving away things, okay? Jupiter is expansion, it's very big. So you'll be giving away a lot of things. Now, people say Jupiter in the 12th house is bad financially. It's not bad. It's actually a very powerful, good placement for finances because you will be a big donor only if you have a lot of things to give away in the first place. So that means you'll have a lot of money, a lot of riches. So that's why you become like a king, like a big donor. So you'll give away a lot of things. Your heart will be pure. You'll be very generous. And Jupiter, naturally, the 12th sign, Pisces. Jupiter is the ruler of Pisces. So Jupiter loves giving things away freely, sharing wisdom, and even in this case, sharing your money and financial resources. So the best remedy is you want to donate to the temples. You want to donate to the priests. You want to donate to the ashrams, all of that represented by the 12th house, the ashram, the secluded places, or even donation to the hospitals for health related charities is very powerful. And then go on a pilgrimage, foreign travel, dharmic foreign travel, spiritual foreign travel, going on a retreat in a foreign country. Then also helping people go on a retreat. You yourself conduct retreats. That's a powerful thing as a profession you can do for other people. You can share your wisdom and take them to the foreign country for a pilgrimage. You'll be doing immense, like a big, like blessings of Jupiter. Then 12th house is subconscious mind. So you will find that you'll have gurus and teachers come in your dreams. They may be from the past lives. So do lots of yoga nidra, do past life regression, honor the ancestors. You want to do lots of rituals for the ancestors, tarpan and shraddha and all of that. And then you'll have a lot of association and success in a foreign country. 12th house is the foreign places and foreign people, dealing with the foreign people. You may even have gurus from a foreign country. And you yourself may go to a foreign country and become a guru. So all those possible combinations are possible. You have to see what other planets are sitting with Jupiter, what planets are aspecting Jupiter, and which houses Jupiter is ruling in your chart. So that's how you see the exact prediction for your own natal chart. And then 12th house represents sleep, as I mentioned. So yoga nidra is very powerful. And then the deep meditation, traditional form of meditation, learning from the gurus, learning secrets of spiritual wisdom. That's very important. That is one of the things that Jupiter wants you to expand in your life is your understanding or knowledge of secrets that will lift up your subconscious mind. So going deep into the subconscious mind through your wisdom, through your meditation, through learning from the gurus, all of that is the key strength of Jupiter in the 12th house. One very powerful remedy you can do is you can keep a journal of your dreams. It's every morning when you wake up, try to write down what dreams or things you had experienced in the previous night. So you may remember nothing, but then slowly you'll discover, because that's a powerful way to activate your subconscious mind, activate your sleep through Jupiter in the 12th house. So those are the blessings and the powerful remedies for Jupiter in the 12th house. If you like the content, please share and subscribe. And also, if you want to learn traditional, authentic Bhrigu Nandinadi Jyotish, you can join our course.